Welcome everyone to the first official Haven of Horror commentary. I'm Subject. We've got the Day Ghost, who's echoing a little bit,
Oh,
and
am I?
a little bit, and Milton.
Is it okay now?
So far, yeah, we are doing, of
Good.
course, the classic Friday the 13th. This will be released on Friday the 13th, which is why we're doing this. I'm gonna make an assumption here that I'm the biggest Friday fan out of the three of us. Um,
On
I
account of the
think,
fact that I've only seen Jason X, you're
yeah.
more likely
Well,
to be.
I was mostly like referring to Austin because I know Austin's a bigger Halloween fan.
Well, I like Friday the 13th, but I understand its place. Like
Yeah,
it's just like trashy. Like none of
yeah,
these are good movies.
no, yeah. These are just like a fun time, fun 96 minutes or so. Although this one kind of ranks in the middle for me, but we'll get more into that as we start the movie. Uh,
hmm
this commentary is on the theatrical cut, which is 1 hour, 35 minutes, and 8 seconds.
9 seconds.
Whatever. Did you put the wrong disc in?
No, no. Why would the uncut version be 1 second longer? Come on.
That would be amazing.
So again, what is the actual length, guys?
About this long.
Mm,
It's about
bigger,
this long. About
bigger,
the
longer,
case.
uncut.
All
Yeah, it
right.
doesn't matter. It's all about girth, anyways.
But generally, it's 1 hour, 35 minutes. A second isn't going to matter.
hmm
All right.
All
Depends
right.
if it's the first second.
Um,
Yeah,
all
let's
right.
get
So
into it.
pull out your DVD, Blu ray, digital copy, whatever. And on the count of three, we'll start the movie. 3.
There's also 13 chapters in this movie. That's self-indulgent.
Oh. 3, 2, 1, play. Alrighty.
We're in an Indiana Jones movie.
Ugh, gross. Paramount.
So obviously, the big draw to this movie is this is very much a grindhouse film, kind of like a B movie exploitation film, but released by a major studio.
An SS Cunningham film.
Yep.
Did you say an SS Cunningham?
No.
Well, I mean, that would be his first and middle initial. John S.
Mm.
Cunningham.
I wonder if anybody's ever broken a wine bottle off of him, or a champagne bottle.
So, Austin, I have to ask: is it a little
Mhm.
crazy to you that this film, of all things, spawned such a huge franchise?
No, because like every single thing back then did, like in terms of like these kind of Halloween knockoffs.
Yeah, but I would argue, as a franchise, it ended up surpassing Halloween.
As a franchise, maybe, but not as like a movie. Like none of them ever
Well,
surpassed Good
no,
Halloween.
no,
I
but I mean, there's
mean,
only 2 of those.
I mean, in this day and age, I mean, we still live under the shadow of the legacy of Django, which was a ripoff of A Fistful of Dollars, which was a ripoff of Yojimbo, and that movie spawned almost like dozens of ripoff sequels. So
And
there's
never doubt like a very cheap budget that can make a lot of money. It's the
That's
same
true.
reason we got like 13 Paranormal Activity movies.
So,
we
oh yeah, because they are making 7 now
yeah
for
we've
Paramount
had
Plus.
we've had 13 Friday the 13th films by this point, right?
I think
12,
12
if you count Freddy versus Jason.
and the remake. Yeah.
Well, yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. It's 12 if you count Freddy versus Jason, 11 if it with the remake.
Yeah.
But yeah. So Austin, I know you mentioned earlier you're a bigger fan of. I don't know why I'm still holding this up. You're a bigger fan of the first 4 in the film in the franchise. Where exactly do they finally like figure out what this franchise is for you?
Well, I think what I like about the first 4 is that it's constantly like evolving into what you think it will be, or like what you think of as Friday the 13th. It's never just like here it is. It's like you get elements and then elements and then elements. But the first four are also the ones where it's like let's try to make a movie,
Yep.
and then after that it's like we know we're trash.
Yeah,
See, I'm
I
gonna
mean,
fight you on that on one example though.
I mean,
I
John,
think part 6 is pretty close to a real movie as well.
I mean, John,
It's
you
just
asked
more comedic.
where the series found its identity. I would say this scene probably would describe quite a bit of its identity just by itself.
I mean, yeah, but we don't have like this is like barely the groundwork for this franchise.
I suppose.
But you're also not wrong,
No, yeah, you're also not
and
wrong.
not wrong is the best kind of right.
Exactly. Yeah, if it's a movie about teenagers having sex,
Yeah.
it's probably inspired by this movie.
And if one of them had a hat, he'd be the man with the big yellow hat.
Can you imagine like a Curious George
So
like a slasher spinoff?
I've always
It'd be
wished in this
awesome.
I always wished in this movie, and Milton already knows the big twist. I kind of wish in the movie they'd given us some more clues about who the killer could be, because I don't think you can figure it out until the twist happens anyway.
No.
Like she's just not in this movie, and then she shows up.
That's because this movie is like trash.
Yeah. But like this is like the perfect just fun trash, you know? That gore still holds up wonderfully.
I almost kind of wish they would have fully committed to the handheld POV shot in this, not gonna cut back to the body randomly.
Yeah, I can see that. I agree with that.
But at least they're going back in a slow motion shot.
This movie's gonna like befuddle Milton. That shot's amazing.
Just aim for her mouth, just go inside.
I love these like opening credits though. For this opening title.
Oh wow.
And I mean,
That's
that
actually pretty
right
cool.
away it already tells us this is just going to be a knockoff of Halloween, because Halloween also opens on a POV kill.
Mhm.
Well, and I mean like even Sean S. Cunningham has come out and said, yeah, we were just like trying to make another Halloween.
Well, no, of course. It's Halloween spawned an entire genre.
Which is funny though when you think about it, because in turn,
Ooh,
then
special
Friday the
makeup
13th
effects by Tom Savini.
we'll get to that in a second. Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that. But it's funny though, Austin, because in a way, this was obviously inspired by Halloween 1, but then Halloween 2 is kind of inspired by this.
I think Halloween 2 was just inspired by John Carpenter not really giving a shit.
Well, I just mean with like it's in more focus on the kills and stuff,
Yeah.
you know.
No,
I mean, are we all inspired by Ghost of Mars to some degree?
of course.
But yeah, Milton. The other thing I think that really elevated this movie above some of its peers, because I mean, this kickstarted a wave of slasher films. Is they got Tom Savini 2 years post Dawn of the Dead. Tom Savini.
Yeah.
I always forget this is like 1980.
Yeah,
Well, Halloween's 1978.
so is Dawn of the Dead, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's interesting.
Because Halloween also isn't like a breakout success right away.
So, and I keep asking Austin questions just because he's seen more of these movies. Don't feel like I'm ignoring you or anything, Milton.
Well, don't say it in the commentary, John. Just keep going.
But
I
do you?
also walk up to dogs at gas stations and just start talking to them.
But so do you agree with me on this that these movies have this like gritty, grimy feeling you just can't replicate today?
I don't know. I don't know if I agree with that.
Well, I mean, it's weird. It's like she's traveled into the village of the Children of the Corn.
Because I don't know if I'd call these movies gritty. The remake, I think, feels more like grimy than this. I think.
You think?
Yes, but that's
I'll
because
see.
that movie looks gross and oily.
I'll see. I think that movie just looks like a modern like horror film.
I mean, this also just looks like an '80s shot on shitty movie.
Well, and maybe that is what it is. It's just we shot movies differently in the '80s, so they.
Which it's shot on
Yeah.
film, yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's
You're
a
not going
very
to get
cheap
these.
movie.
You're not going to get these effects on digital. Certainly,
Hmm.
digital almost looks too clean.
I think that's what it is, right? Like the new movies just look too clean, and these have that like old school. We didn't have any money and talent, so
Well, I mean, it's a weird thing. At what
there's
point do
Austin's
you?
favorite character.
It's like the question of at what point do you become pretentious for liking like old record players as opposed to CD, for instance? Kind of comes down to that sort of question.
Yeah. And don't get me wrong, I like that remake quite a bit. I think it's the best possible thing you could do with a remake of these films.
I mean, the remake is the best Platinum Dunes remake, just for the sheer fact that it's just trash.
Friday
and
the
it's
13th movie.
it's trash and it's remaking trash. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that? Hmm.
So many sexual perverts in this movie already. We're only like 10 minutes in.
Yeah,
And
this
that will
guy
get-
was already like putting hands on butt just to push her up into the truck.
Yeah.
So if that wasn't a signal.
And that will only get worse as this franchise goes
he
on.
wants like her butt in one hand and some KFC in the other.
And that will only get worse as the franchise goes on.
Yeah, so is KFC. Talk about disappointing franchises.
Hey, at least we have a Colonel Sanders Harlequin romance novel. The thing we
So,
always
Austin.
wanted.
Austin, when we do if we do a commentary in part 3, we should do it just wearing 3D glasses for no reason.
No.
It's funny. I actually didn't see this one until much later on, and I was very much accustomed to the zombie Jason that everybody knows. So I was like, "What the fuck is this? Why is it in first person? Where's Jason?"
This is the first one I saw.
Oh, interesting.
No, I watched them in order. My dad showed me this when I was like 12.
Just
Yeah, because he showed me this and Nightmare.
Mm.
And my grandma bought me Halloween on DVD.
you're lucky. I discovered this franchise completely on accident. I knew my dad was a big horror guy, right? So I bought him Jason X because I was like 13. I was like, "Oh, like this? It's a horror movie." But like the cover was so cool to like 12, 13-year-old me that I just opened it and watched it anyway.
I mean, Jason X, yeah, that'd be a seller.
And then you gave it to your dad, and he was like, "What the fuck is this shit?" John?"
I have.
And then he smacked you.
No, he was the only gift I ever got him that he didn't like was I got him this Eminem CD because I thought he liked Eminem.
Okay, cool. So that guy wasn't actually going to sexually molest her. That's good.
Yeah, no,
Thank goodness.
she's too old.
No, this is America. You can get away with killing people on screen. You can't show rape.
It's so weird. I mean, for anyone who feels uncomfortable about the subject, just understand the
What is this
time and,
hillbilly
the context.
music?
Jeez.
So I'm
Hey,
watching
around
with
the Dukes of Hazzard.
which is weird because this is supposed to take place in like Jersey.
Really? This is
Yeah.
Jersey?
It's where it's supposed to be. Yeah.
Keep in
Jersey.
mind that this is shot at some campground in the Northeast, but I don't think it was shot specifically in Jersey.
Okay, because yeah, I have a hard time believing that this is Jersey. If I'm going to be completely honest.
What do you mean? There's Snooki.
Well, and okay, so the thing is out of the big three, this is the one that is most ambiguous about where it's located at. And then it gets worse after part 3 or 4, where they move down south to start shooting, and it's supposed to be the same camp.
Let's see.
But it's commonly assumed that this is in Jersey.
You guys know the show Recess?
Yeah.
That guy looks like the blonde kid Gus if he got older, became gay, and then he moved out to Jersey.
And of course, the before they were famous person in this film is Kevin Bacon.
It's Kevin Bacon.
And I don't even know what his character's name is.
Yeah, so basically, Camp Crystal Lake, later known as Camp Forest Green, and very likely known as Camp Blood, is apparently located in Cunningham County, New Jersey. Like, according to the thing, but I'm fairly well, I don't know, maybe it was shot in Jersey somewhere, but
Do I need to fact check it for you, Middleton? Will that make you feel better?
that it make me a happy big man boy, John.
The film was shot in and around the townships of Hardwick, Blairstown, and Hope in Warren County, New Jersey.
Oh, well, there we go. I guess it's just hard to see it sometimes because of how close New Jersey is to the New England area. But I guess it's not impossible, though.
And of course, we got, I think her name was Alice. Yeah, it's Alice.
Yeah.
I struggle with names, and the fact that half of these characters are just there to be bodies later doesn't help.
I don't remember like any of the Friday the 13th characters' names because
Yeah.
they're all throwaway, except for like Tommy, I guess. But that's because he comes back for 3 of them.
Oh, see, I disagree. I think Jenny in the next one is really good too.
Yeah.
I feel
I
like
didn't
there's
know
a
her name.
The one that uses the child psychology?
No, I know that. I didn't know her name.
But yeah, I have a feeling that there's a rule in
She was
horror
just
movies
blonde
that
with knockers.
any guy who is shirtless in a movie, him and the people he's around are immediately put at risk for death.
So this always cracked me up because she looks like she's like 18 and 19, and he looks like he's 40.
I'd say 30s.
I don't know what I believe less, that he's supposed to be a teenager or that he likes women.
Oh,
Well, he's not supposed to be a teenager.
wait.
Oh, I thought that's what you were saying. I thought he was a teenager.
No,
It's just that they're like together.
yeah, because she looks like she's like 18 or 19, and he looks like he's 40.
Oh, bad touch.
And apparently they
hate-
dated at some point.
I hate his stupid Fred ascot.
Yeah.
It was the 80s coming off the 70s, you know?
It doesn't mean I don't hate it.
It is quite hateable.
I will say they picked a good like location for filming.
That's true.
But I am pretty convinced that like this movie being so successful was a stroke of luck because Sean S. Cunningham is a hack.
Oh, of course it was a stroke of luck, yeah.
Of course it was a stroke.
It was a stroke of luck.
Because they brought him back and we got Jason Goes to Hell.
Why is Why are these guys all shirtless?
Because it's the 80s.
I guess.
Isn't
But
just
they're
the one guy?
well, I mean, even mustached weirdo.
Yeah, there's been
corduroy-
two guys
he's
that were
like
shirtless.
but like the straps. That's awful.
Yeah. So weird. Yeah. No, he is. Suspenders guy is gonna die. Mustache guy is gonna die.
I will say though, like I said, I just rewatched this literally like a second before we started filming. The kills still hold up for the most part.
He's Friday
Easy
the
there,
13th
Austin.
kills.
Yep.
This part always makes me laugh because it makes no sense.
What the heck?
Yeah, that guy's an asshole.
Oh my gosh. Why is she happy?
Because that's how Friday the 13th works. A guy's a dick to a girl, and then they go off and have sex.
Especially when he walks up and he's like, "Oh, look at you, kiddo."
You look so cute when you're upset, as if I've just almost just murdered you.
Oh, I always said I wanted to penetrate you, kid,
With my long shaft.
with my long arrow.
All points, no quills.
All points lead to this.
But I also think they were smart to show as much like gore as they could, because in most like big like studio films at the time, we didn't have much stuff like this. But of course, famously, these movies all get like chopped to bits.
I
Yep.
agree, but also like, I think people remember stuff like Texas Chainsaw Massacre as being more visceral than this movie, and that has like
Yeah.
no gore.
Yeah, I
It's
think
it's all just how it's done.
Yeah, I mean, there's two different ways to do it.
I mean, it's all video nasty stuff. I mean, who knows when exactly it started, the whole movement, but yeah.
The video nasty stuff isn't until mid '80s.
And it is the beginning of the 80s. I
The
imagine they were
POV
probably
thing.
thinking,
Oh, sorry. Sorry. Finish what you were saying.
oh, well, I mean, I imagine they were probably thinking of this movie when the movement started. Anyway, go ahead.
The POV shots kind of make this movie look like it's an FMV from like back in the day. Sometimes I feel like I should be clicking on something.
Well, and of course, famously, Milton, these movies were critically panned to the point where Roger Ebert gave out one of the actresses' like address,
Oh, yeah, I remember us talking about that.
or tried to.
What a jerk.
It's not surprising these movies are critically panned, but
No.
obviously that's not like cool.
No, definitely not.
No, I don't go to these movies for like a thought-provoking like experience. I just want to see the kills. You know?
All my thoughts are provoked right now to think, who, how in the world did they deal with handheld camera stuff like this? It's like a risk of poison ivy everywhere.
I mean, we say that this movie is it knows what it is. It's a trashy ripoff, but they had to get creative with some of this stuff.
No, I'm pretty sure they just gave a guy a camera and he just ran into the bush.
Yeah, it's like, ow!
Ow, I tripped on a stick.
Ooh, nice neck effect right there.
Yeah.
Also, I'm fairly sure that's the body of a man,
It totally is. I was thinking that too.
which doesn't make any sense considering the twist.
Well, I mean, we'll get into it later, but it makes sense when you know the making of this movie.
Well, then I think I'll still criticize it then because it's still dumb.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, like I said, you don't go to this movie for like good storytelling or filmmaking, other than like the kills. The kills are always great.
Yeah, that's fair. It's like it was a woman all along. It's like, but it clearly wasn't. This movie is lying to me.
I'm pretty sure that hand also was not a woman's hand.
Yeah.
No, I think all the POV stuff is a dude.
I know one shot it's actually like Tom Savini's hand.
Was it that shot?
I don't know. I don't know about that specific shot, but there's a shot at the end where it's Tom Savini's hand.
Well, she just felt that guy's hand.
Ooh,
Oh. I was
like
thinking this when I was watching it.
more like his head.
This is just kind of a hangout movie, and then people start dying.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's basically Wet Hot American Summer.
Murder.
Yeah. That oddly enough sounds like an entertaining idea. Because
Oh,
it
the
just-
douchebag is drowning now.
That guy's chasing her down.
I'm surprised he wasn't like pretending to drown, and then when they show up, he shoots them with a bow.
just
From out
takes
of the
it
water.
out.
He just like pulls them. He's like,
Just takes it out of the water and just aims it at a girl.
yeah. He like blows a hole in their canoe so they sink.
Well, there he has someone like throws a life preserver. He comes up, shoots an arrow through it, just hits one of the guys in the head. Somebody.
No, they throw the life preserver up in the air, and he shoots the arrow, and it goes through the hole, and then it hits them in the arm.
So Austin, out of curiosity, what is your favorite like Jason design?
I don't know. Probably like 4, or maybe like 6 or 7.
Seven's awesome. Speaking of Jason, I like I said, we already all know what the twist is. This is also kind of unique in the slasher genre, as it's the only big slasher franchise not to have the killer be in the first movie.
Well, not the main killer, I suppose, but I mean,
That's
who
what
knows?
I'm saying.
A sequel could have had the mom come back.
Well, I mean, they toyed with all kinds of ideas for a sequel. That's why Sean S. Cunningham didn't come back. He was like, it doesn't make any sense that Jason would be alive.
And they said, well, it doesn't make any sense for you to be making a movie.
No, I mean, he never made anything this big again.
Yeah, exactly.
So I didn't know if you knew this, Austin, but this snake right here, they actually kill it.
Oh,
Of course. 'Twas the era.
You get away with
Yeah.
shit like that.
yeah.
Yeah, it was like snakes, chickens, buffalo, Mexicans. They let you kill whatever in movies back then.
Oh my god, you can't say that.
Oh, it's too late. I already did. I want to be that dude that just like throws the table onto his back.
Oh my gosh, what? This
I
is
think
a
that was
comedy
Kevin
episode.
Bacon. Yeah, like this is just kind of a hangout movie until the kills happen.
Y'all are supposed to be camp counselors, right?
No, I think I think they're waiting for the counselor. I think these are all special people, and the mustached man was the counselor.
Okay. Actually, no, they're all counselors. Or
Hmm.
most of them are.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
one
we
of the
know we
cast.
were joking.
Yeah, no, I think 6 is the only one that has like actual like kids, not just counselors.
Well, 6 is also the last one that has it as like an actual camp. That's a scene you couldn't get away with today.
That's a certain thing you probably shouldn't do, regardless of what the reason is. You look like an idiot.
Hey, at least the cop will give him a blanket.
What, did you just get off a spaceship or something?
Yeah, just kill off that character before Jason gets to him. I mean, Jason's mom.
Jason's mom has got going on. That woman's not wearing a bra.
Oh, yeah, no. Jeez. What is it called outside? Or
It's sharper than Jason's machete.
sorry, it's our shirtless, not Indian friend.
I feel like Austin's just gonna be Crazy Ralph when he's old. He's just gonna hide in people's like closets when they open. It's like you're all doomed.
And then he just hollers like a Native American. Goes off
Like that?
Jesus Christ.
Did I done good?
Yeah, and then a police officer comes in and then he just draws his gun and says, "Freeze, get on the ground." And
But
it's like,
surprise, surprise, I got a knife.
Oh.
and then it turns out it's a hate crime because a Canadian got killed in America.
Exactly. So in the end, I get the last laugh.
I actually debated when, because I knew I wanted to do like a commentary on one of these movies for Friday the 13th, but I actually debated doing like part 2 or part 6 or something. I figured, man, you should go back to like the first one, you know? We got to watch this woman cook.
Yeah.
See, that's what I mean.
Important.
That's going to be Austin in like 50 years, just hiding in people's pantries.
Okay, I would totally say that.
I love that actor.
I mean,
don't
I
know-
have said that.
I love that actor. I don't know what his name is, but he's awesome. He probably got paid like 50 cents for this movie.
I don't even think he was supposed to be in this movie.
No, that's a screenwriter right there.
So you say they just like filmed this and he just happened to be there?
Yeah, exactly.
I also love how he just runs off on his bicycle.
He was just doing the weasel run.
He's like a character straight out of Twin Peaks.
But yeah, like he just runs off, gets on his bicycle, and rides away.
Yeah. You're all doomed.
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
Gotta go.
He's not even going up the road. He's just going to that other cabin.
Well, see,
He's gonna hide. He's gonna hide in the closet in that cabin.
He's on a mission from God. He's gotta warn other people.
Yeah, he's a Jesuit priest.
You remember in part 3 where they try to do like another Crazy Ralph, and it's really weird.
Yeah, they do. Oh,
You've
you're
seen part
talking
3?
about- Sorry, for some reason I thought you were talking about Fear Street. It's like, no, that's you're mixing up part 2 and stuff again, Nick. Relax.
Well, the Crazy Ralph or whatever character was very much just like a cliche. It's just like you have that character that's like, "Oh, don't go up there. It's bad."
You're bound to have sex and make Jason angry.
Have you ever heard of teen pregnancy?
Wear a condom, it's safer.
But less fun.
I would know.
And then he starts taking his shirt off.
He's just hanging out with all the boys. And the YMCA theme plays.
Yeah, well, he's just smoking in the boys' room.
Yeah, you're right.
That's when the blonde mustache man walks out and he starts dancing, and it's like, young man, I say, young man.
Young man, you are all doomed. I said, young man, Jason's gonna get you.
Oh no, young man, I accidentally spilt wine on your sleeping bag. You'll have to
Let's
share
keep-
mine.
All right, that's
It's always been funny to me that each of the big like three of slashers get like that one before they were famous, and this one is Kevin Bacon of all people.
yeah, no, it is weird. Yeah,
Yep, they
I'll
always
go-
get the one actor before they're famous, and the one kind of like famous actor that comes in to do it.
it's like it's weird, but yeah, this is the breakout movie role for Kevin Bacon.
Yeah, because this movie was
And-
huge.
And
Like it
and-
was a critical failure, but it was a financial like success. Obviously, they made 12 of them.
but and yeah, it's like Death Wish was like Jeff Goldblum's breakout film. That's another example right there.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre, though, I think it's like part 4 where they have their like early actor breakaway thing. Matthew McConaughey and Renee Zellweger. And
Well,
Matthew
part
McConaughey,
three-
because they like they like put it on a shelf for a while, and then when they finally when those two actors started getting big, they're like, okay, we gotta put this movie out. And Matthew McConaughey's agent called them and tried to get them to not release it.
Well, 3 does have Viggo Mortensen though,
Oh, I didn't know that.
and Ken Foree.
They go
He's
for it,
more of
and-
the like kind of popular guy that's in that movie, because he was in Dawn of the Dead. Oh,
Whoever that is.
should bring Kevin Bacon back for the next Friday reboot.
I still can't help thinking about the fact that Viggo Mortensen, star of Lord of the Rings, then went to A History of Violence.
I still haven't seen that.
Yeah, I need to.
And then he went to a Green Book.
Yeah, much later. The thing about the Green Book, I've actually heard like a lot of the events depicted by that guy are like not accurate, or at least the family
yeah.
of like the guy says, yeah, none of that's true.
My
Is
one
the-
friend and I were like making like bets, not like for money or anything, just like bets on like the Oscar wins. And I won for best picture that year, because I was like, okay, which of these movies looks like it's the most boring? The Green Book, and then I won.
I mean, the thing is, like, I like Viggo Mortensen's a great actor. I like to think that he has good taste, but sometimes he just doesn't get selected with winners, or
Yeah.
or it's like a movie that's like clearly made for like Oscar bait.
Look at all these establishing shots.
I know, right?
Got to pad out that 98-minute runtime.
Exactly.
Oh, that's where my extra second was, I think.
But I mean, like, an establishing shot can be a good thing, and sometimes
Yeah, you
it
don't want to
is,
be a
but-
Zack Snyder and not have establishing shots.
Yeah, exactly. But at the same time, it's like sometimes, like in The Godfather, it can be used pretty well, and other times it's like, yeah, as John said, we really do need to just pad out the runtime. We got to make use of this location as much as we can.
Well, then there's stuff like Halloween where they just use up all their establishing shots at the end for like this really awesome like ending.
Kevin
love how
Bacon's
even
about to
we
God,
get
she's
lucky.
breathing heavy before you even
Oof.
touched her.
We got a little butt crack there on her, and for some reason she went to adjust, despite the fact that the actress is supposed to act like she's about to have sex. It's like the actress says, "Yeah, I'm not. I'm clearly not comfortable." You know.
But her nipples say otherwise.
Yeah, it's
They're
weird.
desperately trying to cut out.
It's like, fine, I won't wear a bra, but I'll wear a shirt.
Rewatching this movie, Austin
Sean
makes
Cunningham was like, bras don't exist in cabins.
Like, fine.
rewatching this movie though, Austin, it does make me appreciate how much like effort they put into that game recreating these maps.
Mm.
Shame what happened to that game. It was so much fun.
Mm-hmm.
Do you ever play that Predator game that they made anymore?
I played like a lot of it, but I haven't in a little while. I pre-ordered that Alien one when I found out it was only $40. Which
Oh, is it?
reminds me, Dan says he's probably gonna pick it up because and that we might do it on the show.
Oh, neat.
You need to. Are you downloading Back for Blood? Because it's going to be
when
on
it
Game
comes out.
Pass.
When it comes out, yeah. I
We gotta
probably
do
won't play the beta, but I'll play it when it comes out.
We got to do that because that game is full crossplay. So even though we're on 3 different systems, we can all play it.
Nice.
So Milton, buy Back for Blood.
All right. Buy Back for Blood, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you say
It's-
so.
I mean, if you like Left 4 Dead,
I've actually never played. I know of it, of
What?
course, obviously. Look, man, I play a lot of video games, so
who hasn't played Left 4 Dead?
Oh my god, he's giving her the bacon.
Still a better sex scene than the one in the room.
That's because he knows where to put it. Although I don't know what the fuck she's doing.
She's getting the bacon.
apparently, jeez.
Oh,
Why did they zoom in on that shit?
Thanks for that. That's absolutely what we want to see during a scene like this.
That was so weird. Just imagine somebody with a camera like having to zoom in on it.
Yeah, just grab something really hard. It should be horrifying, but I can't help but laugh. Or just imagine that someone said, "Oh yeah, the direction for this scene, you're gonna have to pretend to be dead, and on the lower bunk, there are gonna be 2 people having sex, and try not to react."
who plays Strip Monopoly? How do you even play that?
Some very lonely and sad people, apparently. How do you strip when you lose all your money? That's gonna
I
take a
don't
while.
know. I don't know how that works. Cause like,
Or do you strip every time you go to jail?
do you strip every time you have to pay? Do you
What?
get more clothes when you pass go? How does this work? I've never
Okay.
thought about this, but like,
That sounds
Okay,
so hilarious. I
so-
kind of want that to be a thing, actually.
Instead of okay,
at some point you have like 30 shirts because you haven't like landed on anybody's stuff. But you're always pass and go.
okay, so I don't know how it was in the 80s, but
Did
apparently
you just Google Strip Monopoly and how to play?
I pulled up the rules. Yes.
Yeah, everybody start stripping.
No. Each male player receives 650, and each female player gets $500. Clothing canon will be used as legal tender at the following amounts: underwear is 500, bras are 300, pants, shorts, and sweats are 200, shirts and tops are 200, and socks and shoes are $50 each. So apparently, yeah, it's just clothes are cash.
No.
So you buy like properties stuff by taking off a piece of clothing.
But you also get like actual money in the game.
Apparently.
What if I rocked up
here it
and
is.
I had like a ton of clothes on?
Here's the best kill in the movie.
Is there any rules against that?
I don't know. I didn't read past that.
Hey guys, you know that guy I found someone for our movie Tremors. Yes, that guy who just, who's just having sex with that girl in
He's
Friday
got
the
an arrow
13th.
through his throat.
I knew I wanted him to be in my movie when I saw his hairy ass get zoomed on.
Yeah.
But no, in all
I
seriousness,
said
I
he
love that.
very much gave her the tremors.
I love that arrow kill. It still looks really impressive.
It also makes no
Yeah.
sense.
No, absolutely not. But it's still fun to look at.
That's fair.
How much strength you would need to just like push an arrow through a mattress?
Well, yeah, but I mean, name a slasher movie that doesn't have that problem.
She's an elderly woman.
Well, yeah, and you don't have a whole lot of elderly women characters that are also slashers that also try to do something like that.
Yeah, but I mean, that's just the slasher formula, right? The killer, no matter what, is just unnaturally strong.
That's
I guess.
because we're just doing the Michael Myers thing, but Michael Myers is the boogeyman.
Yeah, but those movies also have trouble deciding how human he is, and how like mythological being he is.
You know what we need? More old women killing people.
We just need more old women.
Yeah, and not just in cars. I mean, in movies.
Why did we need this woman in the sex scene? Why wasn't it an old woman?
It's a new type of sleaze.
But Austin? Have you ever like watched the making of this movie?
No.
So that arrow kill, there's like a tube, right, that shoots the blood up, but it like broke.
I didn't know that. Yeah.
And so the reason it splurts like that is it's just one of the special effects guys like down there blowing into the tube to make that blood go up.
I was wondering why that was happening, but yeah, that explains it.
Knew I'd always be ugly? What? She must be quoting a movie that I've never heard of.
Well, she's doing that like, oh, look at this, see, type like old school voice.
Not?
Yeah, she was like, I always knew I'd be ugly. Here I am in the pictures, always
Yeah.
looking ugly.
It's like that's just what her inner voice sounds like.
That's what my inner voice sounds like.
It sounds like an old Boston woman who's been smoking so many cigarettes.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. It's like, how many more cigarettes does she smoke? And the answer is yes.
The answer is till the job is done. I do have to say that sound effect of the whispering is quite iconic.
Oh, yeah,
the
I mean,
ki ma ma ma.
Yeah, but
I'm glad you said it right. So many people argue with me about that sound.
Because that is what it sounds like. It does sound like
That is the other thing that we should mention as well, is the score for this movie is quite good when it's played. And obviously Harry Manfredini did the soundtrack for most of these movies. That also looks great, that axe to the head. Tom Savini talks about that in the in that like 4-hour Friday the 13th documentary.
You know what does not look great though is her like before it happens.
Yeah, she kind of just lets it happen. But
Yeah,
everything else in the scene is pretty good. I
But,
like the shadow effect, and then
he talks about the way that they would trick the audience into thinking the axe was real is they use a real axe to hit the light, and then you cut and switch it with the plastic axe to do the trick.
Ooh,
So
that
you
is a
see
good
it
way to
hit
do
the
it.
light, your brain, switches to, it's a real axe.
Yeah, it's a good way to mix up, tactile involvement in the scene. Yeah, that's a good idea.
That Tom Savini is a clever guy.
We didn't go far enough with the strip monopoly. What was the point of it?
Like, no, you're not
Well,
supposed
it's
to put
funny,
on the
Austin,
raincoat until
'cause
you go past go.
in both this one and the next one, they just have these subplots like the strip monopoly or half the characters at the bar, just to get like the final girl out of the way so we can kill everyone else.
Of course.
Wait, so where is she going and why is she going?
I'm gonna be honest, I'm watching this muted and I don't
It's like, do you want to at least put your clothes on first and then put on the raincoat?
That's
Look,
why I
we-
just disappeared. Where, like,
who, the head guy?
yeah.
Yeah, he's been at this diner the whole time.
I guess, but maybe she'd still like to put her clothes on.
What? We're not talking about that. We're just talking
Oh,
about this
sorry.
guy.
Oh,
Yeah.
well,
Gay Gus.
sorry. I'm still thinking about logical inconsistencies in a movie that I really shouldn't
Okay.
be focusing on in that way.
Oh god. Watching the Friday the 13th movies is gonna be insufferable with you.
This
mean,
woman's dumb glasses. It's like,
I feel like that's just old people glasses though.
yeah, they're like this
It
thick.
really is.
Bigger
Yeah,
than
the-
her head.
That being said, I do still see some young people who wear that style for some reason.
If I had
It's-
glasses, I would wear glasses like that.
And weirdly enough, some of them are actually attractive,
Thank you.
despite the glasses. But
Oh,
no, because those things look dumb. So, sorry, no offense to anyone who wears them, but they look stupid.
Yeah, I mean they're meant for like old people who can't see.
Yeah.
I will say it is hard to get like a progression of time in this movie. Like how long has he been in that diner?
Apparently, the entire day, I guess.
8 hours, yeah. He couldn't get any of that bacon, so we had to go out to get it.
I mean,
Oh.
if this is just supposed to be in one day, then actually the passage of time is fairly well consistent. But
Oh, it has to be because the next one. No, never mind. Because the next one's like 5 years later.
Well, it would have to be the same day because it started at Friday the 13th. It's not Saturday the 14th.
yeah, that would be completely contradictory to what's going on.
Isn't there a Saturday the 14th movie though?
Probably.
I'm gonna look it up right now.
There's a song called Friday.
There's a song called "Thank God It's Friday."
There's a
Yep.
song that's a remake of Friday that came out this year.
Yep. Saturday the 14th, 1981, rated PG.
Damn, that came out fast.
Rated PG.
What?
At 1 hour and 15 minutes. It basically there's like some sort of swamp monster on the cover art. There's a vampire of some sort.
I kind of want to see
Um,
this movie now.
That's like there's a 4-pack of Christopher
Oh.
Lee Dracula movies, and they're all rated R except one, which is rated G.
Guys, Jeffrey Tambor is in this movie.
What?
You know, I know that name.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Tambor is in a lot of stuff. He's the dad in Arrested Development. You would know
Isn't
him.
he the Hellboy
boss.
FBI agent?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was about to say.
Jeffrey, what are you doing, man?
Oh
Now I
no.
want to see that movie.
This movie on IMDb is rated 4.7 out of 10.
And
So
listen
it's
to
like there's
those.
at least some people who like this movie.
Okay, looks like we have a commentary for Saturday coming out now.
Director is Howard R. Cohen.
If it's streaming somewhere,
Oh, it's one of the Coen brothers.
No, I doubt it's not that Cohen, but yeah.
Oh. Well, I think the Coen brothers split off to do like a movie each for themselves. That one made Saturday the 14th, and the other made Garfield.
20 years apart.
No.
Saturday-
Garfield sat on a shelf for like 2 decades.
We here at Haven of Horror do not advocate for what Austin lies about
Hey,
on a regular basis.
I don't lie.
Okay.
But no, Howard
I'm a
R. Cohen
messenger of
is-
God that changes time.
Is your message that we're all doomed?
No, it's the Garfield and Saturday the 14th were both made by Coen Brothers.
No, but Howard R. Conan is mostly responsible for things like Deathstalker, Space Raiders, Time Trackers.
He's like
Um,
Ron Howard Cohen.
He's mainly a
Oh.
writer, but he has directorial stuff for his first director. Yeah, Howard R. Conan's directorial debut is Saturday the 14th,
Ouch.
and
Very nice.
9 years later, like after Space Raiders, Saturday the 14th strikes back.
I wonder if it'll get a 2023 remake or like soft reboot. Where they bring back Jeffrey Tambor.
Now we are watching this woman light a cigarette or a candle. Thought I saw
Light
her
a
grab.
cigarette.
I thought I saw her grab
What
a
kind of
cigarette.
a cigarette is this long and in some sort of holder?
No, before she went to light the candle, I thought I saw her grab a cigarette.
Mm. Her candle's in like a gravy boat.
So Austin, you camp quite a bit. Is this what camping is like?
Well, when I go camping, it's not in like a cabin.
I mean, you could ask me, John. I mean, I've also done my fair share of camping too.
Okay, Milton,
And-
is this what camping is like?
No. I mean, granted, I mean, some people will rent out cabins on occasion. If you do the Boy Scout thing where you're doing tents and whatnot, you usually want to choose
That's
like some sort of shelter.
that's why I didn't ask you. I just wanted a yes or no. It was a joke.
Well, I said no.
Look at that cross on Seneca.
I know,
What's
right?
that about?
It's
No,
so
I'm Milton. I'm just
distracting.
messing with you.
Yeah.
What do you guys think she was reading?
The
Porn.
Bible. Wait,
Oh,
I like
Those
The
the
dual-
Bibles are better.
the duality
are-
of man.
No, those are both basically the same thing.
No.
You remember when Jesus said unto Mary Magdalene, "And I will, I will plunge thy dick into thy mouth until thou choketh on thy pride." I think it says it in the back somewhere.
Oh, I don't know if I should even publish this video.
I mean, we've already said quite a few offensive things already. I mean, what's taking digs at the Bible apparently?
Oh,
Oof.
No, that's in there. I read the Bible.
No, you're wrong. Stop.
yeah, it was in the book of Pornhub.
Exactly. It was the last addition to the Bible.
It was
Um,
probably something that Joseph Smith included in his version.
So
it was
watching.
it was the book of Jeremy, our Jeremy.
It's freaking Mormons.
Hey, praise be to Hubbard, sir.
Oh, she's caught on the archery grounds.
Wait, it's like Jason just appears like, you want to align things with me?
You wanna come to see Xenu with me, bro?
Yeah, what if instead of Jason being a slasher, he just hotboxes people incessantly?
We got to show him Jason Takes Manhattan one day.
So we can be bored?
That movie's hilarious. What are you talking about?
Yeah, at the end, when he finally gets to New York after a 3-hour boat ride.
I don't know. I don't mind the stuff on the boat.
There's some weird justifications for people's behavior here. It's like, hey, I seek shelter out in the rain. Now because I'm curious, I'm gonna go out in the rain and I don't know.
She was done with that guitar after like 2 seconds.
Brow, brow, brow. And I'm spent.
Yeah. Sometimes
So
it
I'm
be
not
that way though.
I'm not saying she's like amazing or anything, but I like
She
this
was-
actress for what she's working with.
She was way too horny when he walked in that room, and she was like, "Bill." She also looks like she's Mormon.
Yeah, she gasped really over the top there.
Oh, am I a bit ahead?
Did she just ask if he can come with Bill?
She just pulled her hood off.
Son of a bitch.
What?
I don't. Oh, now she just pulled her hood.
Okay, so I'm just like a few seconds ahead. I'll just pause it for a minute.
How is it so hard to keep in sync?
Because
Don't
I hit-
know.
Because I hit my remote earlier and it rewinded, so then I fast forwarded a bit.
Stop
Oh.
hitting buttons.
Well, then that's why, Austin.
No, I know why I was ahead.
Anyway,
I love how the killer just left that axe on the bed.
Why did it tuck it in the bed? Does she think the axe is her son?
that's a weird over-the-shoulder
Spoilers.
shot right there. That's a literal over-the-shoulder camera shot right there.
I wish this movie was in third person.
It looks like it's shot in first person the whole way through with some weirdo doing. Like, why would you not choose to just do sit the cameraman on the opposite side so we don't have to get a claustrophobic shot every single time we get to these actors?
Well, because the point is that they don't want you to know who the killer is.
Because the people who made this film had never seen a camera before they made it.
Sorry, I'm just the justification for some of these shots is like, hey, we're gonna go to this cabin. He's like, sir, okay, we're walking out. We're done. Next scene.
Bye.
Well, I hate to tell you, Milton, but none of these movies are high art.
I know, John, but I gotta point out the wrong so that things can be
You'll
made
be
right.
here all day.
No, just for about 3 minutes more.
Was there no other way to get in?
Well, they have an axe now.
Ho ho ho, I have an axe now.
They have the axe. Whatever. I guess I don't want to touch it because it's possibly a murder weapon.
Yeah, you don't know what's on it. Maybe you
Yeah.
shouldn't wash your hands.
You never want to touch rusty metal.
Yeah.
I'm actually kind of surprised after all of this we have had like no discussion about like Jason or Jason's mom.
There's half an hour left, and that's all in like the last 20.
Yeah. And the last 20 minutes of this movie are like incredible. That's the best part of this movie. I do kind of agree with a lot of people, at least that I've talked to, that are fans of this movie or this franchise. This is just kind of like middle of the road of this franchise. Big chunks of this are just boring.
Yeah, they're really milking character drama, but there really isn't a whole lot to be had exactly. It's like here's a scene where teens are just doing stuff. Now here's one where they start having sex or doing something sexual, and then just alternate.
Looks like it's time for the bacon and eggs. Made her toast.
We're getting up to the what you'd almost call, I guess, the body tour. You know, where the final girl finds all of her dead friends. My favorite though, Austin, is in the third one with that like stoner girl where she finds the bodies and like runs down the stairs. Oh my god, they're all dead.
Hmm. If you had to give this movie a different title, to just launch off the franchise, what would it be?
I don't know, because the title is just, I don't want to say integral, but it's just like Friday the 13th, you know, that's associated with bad luck. It's associated with superstition.
I'm gonna call it Nude Whores and Blood Pours. That's gonna be the new title.
I mean, I guess I would,
Ugh.
I don't know with this first one, but I would, like, if I had to rename the sequels, it'd just be like, it'd be the Chucky thing, right? Where at a certain point you just start calling it Jason something.
I prefer my title.
Your title's dumb.
Your
Weird.
titles actually sounds like a Grindhouse picture title.
Right? It would be awesome.
No, I think Friday, when you take into consideration that Halloween exists, Friday the 13th is like the ultimate grindhouse title, because it's just like a B movie version of a bigger movie,
Well,
better movie.
Texas Chainsaw Massacre sounds more grindhousey.
That's true.
Yeah.
We should have done Texas Chainsaw Massacre and Jaws in July, but now it's too late.
You're the one that makes the combos there.
Oh. That should have been the one for
4th of July.
like Independence Day. Yeah.
Well, if we don't do Jaws before next 4th of July, we'll do it.
Swear to you, today will be our Friday the 13th.
Today will be our Jaws.
Today will be our Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
No, you gotta be like, today's gonna be our Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I
Yeah,
just
I
want you to set my mouth on fire, drink a whole 2-liter Mountain Dew.
So as a kid, I would always like, even if a continuity didn't make sense, I would connect the dots and like build almost my own continuity with these movies. And so I still kind of think of them in that way. So it's always been interesting to me to watch this franchise go from this like sleazy B movie slasher to the utter schlock of Jason X.
Yeah, sleazy B movie horror to a sleazy A movie production.
Don't get your hatred for Jason X. That movie's hilarious.
I don't hate it, but
I'm
I'm
talking
not
to
good.
Austin.
Oh, that
Because it's not good.
it
So?
isn't good though, John.
None
to
of
be
them
fair.
are. Like, that's what's fun about
But
them.
it's like not like it's just not good.
You're wrong.
It's not Jason Goes to Hell bad, but it's not very good.
You're wrong. That movie is awesome.
Jason
It has
Goes to
one of
Hell.
it has one of the best kills in the entire franchise.
Mm-hmm.
The cryo freeze kill.
Yeah, that's like 15 seconds of an hour-and-a-half movie.
Yeah, and then you get the fun stuff with Jason killing the Marines, and then you get Uber Jason.
Uber
It's-
Jason's stupid.
Oh, you're
Yes.
stupid.
Oh, John, we can't disagree that it's stupid.
That's right.
I can disagree because it is stupid, but not in the way that he's saying it's stupid.
Well, you know what the best kind of right is, John?
Leprechaun Goes to Space is better anyways.
No,
Yes.
that
I will
movie's even stupider.
I will 100% take a giant midget over Uber Jason.
That's because you're wrong.
No, it's because that's way funnier than just what if Jason was sci-fi. Uber Jason is like the ultimate Jason's not cool enough. How do we make him cool?
Why don't we in an X space X
Well-
Force
Why don't we jizz technology all over him?
Space Force
Whatever. You guys,
Ronald Reagan?
fuck both of you.
Will? I wish Ronald
think-
Reagan was in Jason X.
I think
I wish he just was Jason in that movie.
no, that's the last
Not
movie
even
with
Jason, it's just Ronald Reagan in space
no,
killing
because
teenagers.
Jason X has the great Kane Hodder. Kane
No,
Hodder's
Milton,
awesome.
Milton convinced me I would rather have a movie of Ronald Reagan in space killing teenagers.
Get out of here.
I mean, that wasn't my intent, but honestly, that actually sounds like a
Yeah, like you get like a teen like
Guys,
sleeping and
guys,
she
we are
looks up
talking
and
over the riveting scene of her making coffee.
You're right, John.
she
we
looks
gotta
up in
pay-
bed and it's Ronald Reagan and he's like, "Well," and then he stabs her.
There are probably
Look,
too
she's
many
so thorough
fans
at
of
putting
Ronald-
that coffee in the cup.
Yeah. There are probably too many like fans of Ronald Reagan who are still alive that would absolutely protest the crap out of that movie if it was made, though.
No, I love Ronald Reagan. He's the greatest president of all time.
It wasn't bad. Wasn't
Okay,
the best
can we?
either.
I know you're
We
only
liked it.
joking, but let's avoid getting too political.
I suppose we are talking about a president in the 80s, though. But
Well,
Yeah, but it's the internet.
yeah, that's true. Well, they would get pissed off at us anyway.
No, I'm just
any
saying.
case.
I'm being precautious,
No, I get you.
not to bully you or anything, Austin.
No, I get you. You see what you do to us, internet? We're afraid to talk about stuff because we want to survive in this crazy world.
I'm not.
Well, I mean,
Yeah, but I'm planning to make this channel like my livelihood one day.
I
You're
mean,
not.
Austin, you're Canadian, so you have a degree of separation from
Mm.
danger.
No.
You're the country of hate, like hate crime laws, hate speech.
Ooh, fair point. Anyways, but
I think
that's
she's
it?
beginning
That
her
was-
final tour of the
that-
body. And
She put on her Dennis Nedry costume.
Wait, so that really was it? That was just the whole scene. Her
Just
making
her
coffee.
coffee.
So
Yeah, how would you know that she's awake for this? It's nighttime.
I don't think she even drank any of it though, Austin. She just put it in the cup and left.
how ironic after seeing a movie where it's seeing a scene in a movie where it's dedicated to getting energized that I feel more sleepy.
There's the Halloween thing.
Yeah, we got the Jaws theme, and it followed like the Psycho. Dun, 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 dun.
Well, yeah, I mean this movie is just Psycho in reverse,
Psycho in reverse.
where it's the mom killing as the son instead of the son killing as the mom.
Oh, you meant like
Yeah, that's fair.
it's just the Psycho movie, but
No.
backwards. It's like, what does that mean?
Oh no, the death. It's so. I mean, it's so poetically,
Look, she's gonna
fulfilling.
hang herself because she's so scared.
Mm,
That's what I would do if I were her.
really.
It's like,
Well,
what
He
no,
else
just
you
wants
gonna
to
do?
die on a normal occasion, so like that's
Yeah, that's fair. No, she is final girl though. So
but yeah.
wait, no, is she actually? What is she doing?
Oh no, it gets more ridiculous.
It's like well, actually, that's not a bad idea to lock the doors. Okay, no, now it makes no sense.
I feel like this is how Austin would deal with a killer, just put as much shit in front of the door as he can.
Yeah.
Wait a
Girl,
minute.
You
What?
had she was committing to the knot. She was doing it fairly well, and now the knot is useless because it will just slip up from the door handle.
Which way does the door open?
Out. So she has the right idea. The problem is she's such a
She's so
Screw up.
regarded.
I mean what you do is you want to put the knot over both ends of the door handle, so they can't separate too much. But she absolutely fails at everything.
You just knocked one of the pieces of furniture off with another piece of furniture.
That's not going to help anything, kid.
What a regard.
So you got to board up the other window, apparently.
No. Well, she didn't board up the other window. She just closed the curtains.
Yeah, she just closed the curtains on the other one. She hasn't even bothered with this one.
She should just take that toaster and take it in the bathtub.
And it's like, if I wait here for the killer and I throw it into the water,
Yeah.
then I'll get lightning powers and it'll be a Marvel movie.
Yeah, exactly. It should be Super Alice.
All the kitchen utensils you could have picked up, wow, she really just is a
I
failure.
know. Look, what the hell is that? A
It's
s'more
a front
maker?
fork.
It's the
Yeah.
yeah, it's a fork of some kind.
Why not just pick up a knife?
At least she didn't grab a spoon.
At least. I mean, by this point, I might not even be scared. I'd just be confused.
Well, she knows the Ninja Turtles are gonna save her, so she'll be okay.
She does kind of look like her, doesn't she? Oh wow, and she is not wearing a bra either.
Her coat just got ripped off by like
Stove
a
door?
cabinet.
That was the stove door.
Yeah, like she doesn't stand a chance against a person.
And this is like she envisions as her Oscar moment.
I highly doubt any of these people signed up to this movie to win an Oscar.
Doesn't mean she isn't.
There's the
gonna try,
best character in the movie.
though. Watch this. All the effort I made to board up this door, I'm now gonna undo.
Oh, you're just at where she like opens the door.
Yeah, I'm at where she ran into Mrs. Voorhees.
Mm,
Yeah, they're like kissing distance away.
mm.
So Austin, would you agree with me on this that like Betsy Palmer in this movie is legitimately great?
Yeah. I mean, the last 20 minutes of this are like the best part of like this franchise.
Oh, I don't know about the whole franchise. No,
It's like an actual movie though.
still don't agree with that. It's the best part of this movie, but I don't agree with the whole franchise. The fuck was that?
It was me saying, yeah, I agree with me.
At least somebody agrees with you.
Yeah, she actually seems like a decent actress.
She was the like quote name they got for this movie.
Yeah. Because each one of them got one.
It's like she's had experience on the stage.
Well, yeah, and it's
Uh,
funny because she only took this job because she needed money for a car.
Nothing beats Donald Pleasance in Halloween though.
Mm.
That's the best, like the name actors that come into one of these.
I mean, I can't disagree with you, but
You
with
could
personal
enough effort.
biases, with personal biases included, I prefer Betsy in this movie.
No way.
I'm not saying she's better.
I shot him 6 times.
I shot him 6 times. All right,
She's like
I will.
hiding in a bush, just with a gun. Just
I
like-
will. Okay, I will give you that because he is the best part of the sequels.
Donald
as he
Pleasance
gets-
is awesome. Yeah.
As he just gets progressively crazier and crazier. But you know me, I have a soft spot for this franchise over Halloween.
Well, yeah, but Donald Pleasance 100% is still better than Betsy Palmer in this.
You know. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, the one time where we got a big name actress, and it's also the point where we can actually discuss exposition and have this just not be a complete shameless ripoff.
Well, no, this is kind of where the movie. It's like it's both now its own thing, but also still Psycho, just in reverse.
Yeah, there's definitely a psycho thing to it. Wow, no blood.
Couldn't afford anymore.
It's like I'm not getting any blood on this sweater.
I'm not dead.
I
There's
don't
the other
care what you
Halloween
say,
shot.
Yeah.
Mr. Cunningham. The condition was I get to wear this sweater. It's not going to get stained.
Is she Harrison Ford?
So
guess.
I'll be in your movie, but I'm not gonna wear your fucking wardrobe. And he just wears
Austin,
his
have
gray
you-
shirt and jeans.
did you ever watch that fan film Never Hike Alone that got like a lot of buzz?
No.
It's actually pretty good. It's got an interesting premise of just like a hiker that like stumbles upon Camp Crystal Lake.
Mm. Cool.
Just check it out. It also just kind of came at the right time because slashers are starting to get popular again, and people are like, "We want another Friday movie." But Sean S. Cunningham and Victor Miller are dicks, so you know
That's a lot of guns.
it's true.
Why do they have so many guns at a camp?
It's just that kind of camp.
America's fucked.
I don't know. I feel like if I was in this situation, well, I guess we shouldn't get political. Anyway. I doubt she even knows how to use a gun, though. Also, I'm fairly sure that's a BB gun.
Yeah, I also don't think she could use a spoon, let alone a gun.
I mean, it might be a 22.
Those
So
close-ups
many
of
guns.
Betsy Palmer's face are like really uncomfortable.
Just shoot her.
She's
Okay.
an old woman. Just like kick her. Throw a brick at her.
I don't know. I mean, that
she
old woman is kicking her ass right now.
She is
No.
throwing stuff.
Oh, got her with a cunt punch with that gun.
The mighty slap. What can you do against an open hand?
The open hand truly is mightier than the sword.
Shoot her! Bring her down!
What?
It's also kind of comical just how many times Alice escapes from her and then just goes somewhere and stops.
Yeah.
Like she's got to wait for the next big sequence to start.
Of course.
But of course.
I was wondering who we'd kill first.
So
Hmm.
Austin, do you
The
think if we ever
bacon or the woman?
actually do remake Friday again, we won't do this, right? We'll just jump straight to Jason.
I mean,
Oh, yeah.
probably.
The
'Cause he's
closest you'd
the-
ever get is is what the remake did.
But it's the opening credits, which honestly is probably the best way to go about it.
I mean, I would be fine with doing Mrs. Voorhees again if we had to do another movie.
I mean, this girl
Jason.
knows how to drive, right? Just take one of the trucks. It still has the keys in it.
I don't know. Horror wise, Mrs. Voorhees is more interesting than Jason.
I think they're both
suppose
interesting
so.
for different reasons.
Well,
Once you
Jason's
get to
Jason's not interesting at all. He's just like a dude that walks around and kills people.
oh,
Like
see,
I'm talking about like if you were to actually like make like a movie, like I feel like you could do cooler things with Mrs. Voorhees just based off this premise than just here's undead man walking around.
see, I don't know, man. I think you could do something with Jason. It might be getting too close to the boogeyman thing with Michael, but I've always felt, especially once Kane Hodder takes over the role and it's a lot angrier Jason, I've always thought you
Well, yeah,
could do
but
something.
that's all it is. Like Jason's not a character.
Well, no, but what I'm saying is you could do something like when he comes back as like a spirit of anger or of revenge or something.
Yeah, well,
That
yeah,
would be
that's
fun.
just
Yeah,
more
I
like
suppose, but you'd be stretching the premise
Michael
by
Myers
that
thing.
point.
Yeah.
Just
Even
give me
then, like
Jason just killing
Pamela
people. Like,
Voorhees is still more interesting than that.
I feel like I have to lean towards Austin here because at
Because
least
Pamela Voorhees is a character. Like there's an idea here. It's
Yeah.
Jason's just we need slasher man. And like he works for this franchise because this franchise is just that. Like it's just like trashy, like let's watch people get killed. If you were to make like an actual movie where you're trying to do like cool stuff with it, she's more interesting of a character because she actually is a character.
yeah, I want Jason. Damn it.
Oh, you've got plenty of movies with Jason, man.
Yeah, you got 11.
Look, if Michael can get a reboot trilogy, Jason can get another reboot.
That is true, but I do wonder what purpose it would serve.
To make money.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that-
what all
yeah.
of these movies' purpose was.
Oh, you're right. More money.
This
is
movie
good.
wasn't made for artistic reasons.
No, like
Here's. Sorry. What was
Yeah,
the name
no,
again?
that was straight up just The Shining. That
Oh, yeah, I
door
think The
bit.
Shining was actually made after this.
Oh, I guess they're both 1980, so they would be around the same time.
Well, let's see. The release date for this movie was May 9th, and The Shining was released in May 23rd. Okay, so I think it's just a coincidence then.
But was there a trailer for The Shining? Because I'm pretty sure The Shining was filmed the year before, while this was filmed May 8th.
What?
you were just determined to prove that this movie ripped off everything.
Oh.
Yeah, like I don't know. I think I'd like to see these come back because I'd like to see more trashier movies with alongside the artistic like Halloween or Nightmare on Elm Street.
I mean, if they came back, that's fine. I'm fine with them just being dead. There was 11 movies. Or 12. if you
Yeah,
count
but that's
pretty
what
much
I'm saying. We
Jason.
got to do a 13th. Got to have the 13th Friday the 13th.
And it's not going to be like as trashy as this is, like you were saying. It's like, why do you want Diet Friday the 13th?
I mean, I've seen this whole franchise. I've seen Diet Friday the 13th.
Exactly. Why do you want more?
I mean, we have yet to see Saturday the 14th, so
Oh, I think this is the part where it's Tom Savini's hands.
Yeah, it is. And like you can clearly tell.
oh, there's slow motion. Ah,
That is an awesome decapitation, though.
that is pretty good.
You know how they did that?
By
Yeah.
decapitating Betsy Palmer.
Those are
Oh.
some very hairy woman hands right there.
No, it's like it's a model head held up by toothpicks.
Oh, that's neat.
And then, of course, we're gonna get one of the most iconic scenes in this franchise.
The best scare of the entire franchise.
That's true.
That one's just like undeniable.
Yeah, Savini, next time, wax or shave your hands.
Wax on, wax off. I don't. Tom Savini is a guy that I feel like probably wax off too much.
Right?
He makes the dummies.
That's why his hands were so hairy.
I don't think it makes any sense, Austin.
It's true. That's what they always say, that your hands become hairy.
How hairy are your hands, Austin?
Absolutely. None.
Exactly.
It's a
It's like
great
they,
shot.
it's like they say, that puts hair on your hands, and drinking motor oil puts hair on your chest.
That's a great shot.
I have a feeling that David Lynch probably took a bit of inspiration from this scene for like Twin Peaks. Or at
Well, this
least
is the
music.
scene that made everybody remember this.
And they keep trying to recreate it, and it never works.
Ah!
My favorite, Austin, is at the end of part 3 where it's the mom for no reason and she has a full body now.
I never say it was the dad in 7.
No, the dad was supposed to be. Oh, never mind. I thought you
Oh.
meant Jason's dad.
No,
It's the creature from the Black Lagoon.
that's racist.
Sorry, the creature from the White Lagoon.
That's even more racist.
I guess that's.
And
I
they
guess
used
that
this
really was
one
our-
line. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I guess that was our first like non, flashback scene of Jason.
Or was it? And
It's
Austin,
the
they
best
used
Jason.
no.
Yes.
They used this one line like exchange of dialogue to justify an entire franchise.
And thank goodness they did, because it created movie history.
This end scene is like a scene out of Highway to Heaven. It's very weird.
It is
It's my favorite show.
Highway to Heaven.
Yeah,
I legitimately don't know what that is.
it's a
I've
wonderful
only
show.
heard about it. I've only heard about it. I don't really know a whole lot about it, though.
And I can't tell if he's joking because I don't know what the show is.
No, it's awesome. It's like the Lou Ferrigno Hulk show, but it's
Oh.
not Hulk.
Is it like all dogs go to heaven?
No.
Well, that was Friday the 13th.
That was a movie.
Yeah.
Thank you, Austin and Milton, for agreeing to
That
do
one
this.
woman's name is like Jeanine Taylor. What a weird name.
Anyway, thank you both for doing this commentary with me. This will be live, of course, on Friday. And if you like this movie, let us know what you think in the comments. And we will do another commentary soon.
There's a guy named Dick Burger.
Wait, what?
It was Richard Burger, but Dick is short for Richard.
But before we go, I thought it might
Jan
be fun.
Shoebridge? Denise
Milton,
Pinkley?
since this is your first viewing of the movie, just brief, what did you think? We'll get it more in depth when we do a video on this
I
movie.
feel like it's
but
cool to have seen it, and now I'm past that.
until we have to watch it again for a video.
I guess, yeah. I mean, there's enough going on to say, yeah, you could take. This is like a popcorn flick that you take your girlfriend to see with you, and like you don't really pay a whole lot of attention to the movie.
Yeah, you just give her the bacon instead of watching the movie.
It's a weird movie theater that serves bacon, but you're not complaining, of course, because it tastes good.
But anyway, we have to head out.
You're not the one eating
This has been fun. Thank you guys for hanging out, and we will be back on Saturday with Carnival of Souls
Sister?
and Nosferatu. Thank you for watching, everyone.
Bye.